Now I'm dealing with the practical part of preparing NPOs, preparing the accounts related to NPOs. Okay, first is steps in preparation of receipts and payments account. They have given the different steps through which we can prepare receipts and payment account. First point is take the opening balance of the cash in hand and cash at bank and enter them on the debit side. That means the first step of preparing receipts and payment account is to take the opening balance of cash in hand and cash at bank and record them on the debit side. That means we should record the cash balance on the debit side of the receipts and payments account. Then next, in case there is a bank overdraft at the beginning of the year, enter the same on the credit side of this account. That means in the at the time of preparing receipts and payments account, if cash balance is given, then we should record that on the debit side of the receipts and payments account. If suppose there is no opening balance, instead there is a bank overdraft, where it should be recorded? It should be recorded on the credit side of the receipts and payment account, that is payment side. Then next, show the total amount of all the receipts on its debit side, irrespective of their nature. That means what and all the receipt comes, it should be recorded under receipt side of the receipts and payment account, irrespective of its nature. That means we should not distinguish between capital item and revenue item. Both items need to be recorded under receipts and payments account, and whether they pertain to past, current and future period. That means we should not make difference in the year, even if that particular item belongs to past year or future year, it should be recorded in this particular account. Then show the total amount of all the payment on its credit side, irrespective of their nature. And that means if there is payment, all those payment items should be recorded on the credit side, and we should not make any differentiation between capital item as well as revenue item, and whether they pertain to past, current or future year. That means here items not only belonging to this particular year, but also the item belonging to past year or future year will be taken or recorded in this particular account. Then none of the receivable income and payable expense is to be entered in this account, as they do not involve inflow or outflow of cash. That means this particular account is prepared on the cash basis. That means only if there is actual inflow or only if there is actual outflow, then only recorded. Otherwise, outstandings or prepaid income or expenses should not be recorded under receipt and payment account. So, understanding the difference between income and expenditure as well as receipt and payment account is a must. To prepare NPOs or to maintain the records of NPOs, it is very important to know the difference. Then next, after recording all the receipts and all the payments, the next final step is finding out the difference between the total of debit side and total of credit side. That means we need to count all sum of all the debit side and sum of all the credit side. If there is payment exceeding receipt, means the balance will be written on the debit side. If suppose receipts are more than the credit side or payment, means balance will be written as a closing balance under payment side. So let us study the first example. Here question is given. This particular summary of cash book is of Golden Cricket Club for the year ended March 31st, 2012. It is also important to know for which particular year we are preparing the books of account, and it is very important in case of income and expenditure account. Here it doesn't matter. Why? Because even we are taking the item of past year as well as future year. But in case of income and expenditure account, knowing the present year or the current year is very important. Then next, the summary of cash book, the format is given, the particulars are written, and next column is about amount. So see here, cash in hand as on April 1, 2011. What is this? This is the opening balance, April 1, 2011. Then opening balance need to be recorded on which side? As I have already told, it should be recorded on the debit side, that is receipt side. The next item is cash at bank as on April 1, 2011. That means this one is also opening balance of cash at bank, where it should be recorded. It should be recorded on the receipt side of the receipt and payment account. Next one is about subscription. Subscription, you know, it is a periodic payment made by the member, which is a receipt to the organization. Here of 3 particular years the subscription amount is given, that is 2010 to 11, that means of past year 30,000, 2011 to 12 of current year 2,25,000, then 2012 to 13 of future year, that is 10,000. So we are going to record all these 3 subscription, because there will not be any distinction made of every year, means even if it is of future, even if it is of past, that item will be recorded here if the payment is made in this particular year, or if the receipt is received in this particular year. So how we need to record this? By writing subscription on the receipt side and then totaling this whole amount and writing the total in the outer column of the amount column. So this is the way in which subscription need to be recorded. Then next, donation for building. Donation for building is a capital item, as they have mentioned the specific purpose for which donation is given. So capital receipt it should be recorded under receipt side. Amount is given 60,000. Next, entrance fees, which is received regularly, recurring in nature. It is a revenue receipt recorded under receipt side. The amount is 23,000. Life membership fees received once in a lifetime, so it is not recurring in nature. This one is a capital receipt recorded under receipt side of the receipt and payment account, amounting to rupees 20,000. Then printing and stationery. What is this? This one is a payment, where it should be recorded on the credit side of the receipt and payment account. This one is recurring in nature, that is a revenue payment. So amounting to rupees 26,250. Then next, lighting. Lighting also payment, which is recurring in nature, revenue payment recorded on credit side. Rates and taxes, recurring in nature, it is a payment recorded on the credit side. Telephone charges, recurring in nature, which is a revenue payment recorded on credit side. Postage and courier, this one is also recurring in nature, recorded under credit side of the receipts and payments account. Wages and salary, this one is also paid regularly, recurring in nature, revenue payment recorded under credit side. The next is insurance premium. What is insurance premium? When an organization buys insurance, it has to pay amount regularly or annually, which is called as a premium, against which the whole sum amount will be received during the maturity of that particular insurance. So this premium becomes a regular expenditure to the organization. So it is a revenue expenditure recorded under credit side. Then interest on government security. What is this? This one is a revenue or a receipt to the government. Receipt to the organization, as they are invested on securities and they are getting return, which is a benefit, recurring in nature. It should be recorded on the debit side. Then locker rent, which is also a revenue to the organization. This one is received for the locker facility that the organization provides to its member for storing their important stuffs. Then purchase of government security, which is a capital expenditure, because we are going to spend only once, not regularly we are going to spend on government securities. So this one is a revenue. This one is a capital expenditure recorded under credit side of the receipts and payments account. Then here they have given the closing balance, that is closing balance of cash in hand as well as cash at bank. So let us solve this particular problem. How to solve this particular problem? So first we need to write the format of the receipts and payment account. The format is receipt and payment account. So while writing the format of the receipts and payments account, we need to underline the heading, that is which account we need to specify that. Then it is very important to write debit side as well as credit side. Then what is the debit side is which side? Receipt. Why receipts are debited? Because this one is a real account which says debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So debit we need to debit the incomings. So receipt is debited. Payment, so payment amount. So in the problem, first we need to record the cash balance, which is cash in hand as well as cash at bank, that is 20,000 and 35,000. So write down to balance brought down, that is cash in hand as well as cash at bank. So cash in hand amount is 20,000, cash at bank 35,000. 20,000, 35,000. The notes of this particular problem will be given to you. You can refer the problem. Then next we need to write down the subscription, as it involves subscription. So subscription need to be recorded on the receipt side. To subscription. So here we need to write down the year, that is for the year 2010 to 11 they are given 30,000. Then for the year for the year 2011 to 12 they have provided 2,25,000. For the year 2012 to 13, that is of future year, which is 10,000. So the total of these three items should be recorded on the outer column. Total becomes 2,65,000. Then next one they have given donation for building, which is a capital receipt. So we'll write down that one also. To donation for building amounting to rupees 60,000. Next item which they have given is entrance fees, which is revenue receipt. To entrance fees and amounting to rupees 23,000. Then the next amount they have given is life membership fees, which is also a receipt but capital in nature. To life membership fees amounting to rupees 20,000. Then next item, printing and stationery, which is a payment. Printing and stationery recorded under credit side by printing and stationery amounting to rupees 38,750. 38,750. So the next item is lighting, which is a payment by lighting amounting to rupees 26,250. The next item, rates and taxes, which is also a payment by rates and taxes amounting to rupees 17,000. Then the next amount is telephone charges, payment recorded under credit side by telephone phone charges amounting to rupees 2600. Next item is postage and courier. Payment by postage and courier amounting to rupees 2000. Next item, wages and salaries, which is also a payment by wages and salary amounting to rupees 88,000. Next item, insurance premium. Insurance premium is also a payment by insurance premium amounting to rupees 15,000. Then the next item after insurance premium is interest on government security, which is the receipt recorded under debit side. So to interest on government security amounting to rupees 18,000. So next item is locker rent. So locker rent is also a receipt recorded under debit side to locker rent amounting to rupees 42,000. Then next, purchase of government securities, that means it is a capital payment recorded under credit side by purchase of government security amounting to rupees 2 lakh. Here what happens means they have given the opening balance, even they have given the closing balance. See, it is very clear that the closing balance also they have given, so there is no need of calculating the difference. Sometimes what they will do, they'll give opening balance, that is cash in and cash at bank, and at the time of giving closing balance they will give only cash in hand, they won't give cash at bank. So we need to find out that balance by calculating total of the debit side and total of credit side. So difference amount is now closing balance, but here they have given, so no need to calculate. So by balance carried down, that is cash in hand, cash at bank, which is 23,400 and 70,000. So count or find out the total of debit side as well as credit side. You should see whether there is a tally or not. So you need to add debit side as well as credit side. So when you add debit side as well as credit side, the total of both the side is 4,83,000. You can check also. It should get tally, that is 4,83,000 both the side, debit side as well as credit side. So this is the way, or this is the manner in which we need to prepare the format of receipts and payment account. We need to underline the account's name, as well as we need to properly write debit side as well as credit side. Along with that, debit side column and name, then amount column. In this manner you should prepare the format, and this is the step you need to follow at the time of preparing receipts and payments account, where first step is recording of opening balance, that is cash in and cash at bank, transferring all the receipts, and under all receipts we need to record both revenue receipt as well as capital receipt. While recording payment side, we need to write all the payments, whether it's revenue or capital. Then we need to find out the total of debit side and credit side. The balancing figure need to be written properly. So this is the way of preparing receipts and payments account.